Hello students, this is Dr. Sujata Magdum, Assistant Professor in Zoology, KTHM College, Nashik. Today, I'll be talking on immunology for MSc 2, Semester 3 students, and the topic of discussion is self and non-self. You must have understood the concept of immunity, and this has very well been discussed into the previous videos, wherein we got to know the definition for immunity, and this immunity we know is achieved by the action which is shown by the immune system. Further, you also know the fact that the immune system is consisting of different types of organs which are clubbed together, and these can be classified into two main forms like the peripheral and the central. Now the peripheral organs, they are involved into sensitizing the cells, whereas the central lymphoid organs, which are also called as the primary lymphoid organs, these are concerned with production of immunocompetent cells, right? Now, the interesting fact that these immunocompetent cells, they have the ability to understand or recognize between the self and non-self. Now, this is very essential. Otherwise, it may so happen that the immunocompetent cell can act on the bodily cell itself of the host and can lead to disaster, or you can say it can lead to disease which is called as autoimmune diseases. Now, to understand this in detail, we will try to distinguish between the self and non-self of concept of the immunity, and this is achieved by the action of certain receptor molecules which are seen present onto the immunocompetent cell. Now here into the diagram you can see this is the pictorial representation of the tissue, wherein you can see I have shown two different types of cells. One which is called as the natural killer cell, and the other cells which are in large number showing presence of certain markers which are called as self markers. Further, you can see that this tissue is also containing a third type of cells which are not the bodily cells. These star shaped cells which are not the bodily cells, actually it is defining the antigen, or you can say it is representing the antigen. In short, what you can understand from this pictorial representation is the tissue is getting infected by presence of large number of antigens. Now, the purpose of this diagram is to make you understand how the bodily cells, that is the natural killer cell, can show action against the non-self cells, that is antigen, and not against the self cell. Or in other words, we can say that you are well acquainted with the functioning of immunocompetent cell. One of the important immunocompetent cell which is of innate type is natural killer cell. Also you can recall that the function of this natural killer cell is to bring about phagocytic action. Obviously, if such natural killer cells are in seen close proximity with the bodily cell, probably it can lead to bringing about phagocytosis of the normal bodily cells also, which never happens because this natural killer cell has the ability to distinguish between the host cell or the bodily cell from that of the foreign cells which are called as the antigen, and that is only because of identification marks which are present onto the surface of the bodily cell. Or in other words, you can say that these bodily cells will show presence of certain specific receptor molecules which we can say are the self markers. Now these self markers are actually the MHC class 1 molecules. You also know that there is another class of molecules which you have studied in earlier videos, which are called as antigen presenting cells, and those antigen presenting cells also show presence of MHC class 2 molecules. Now, difference between class 1 and class 2 is class 1 molecules, they are present in all the nucleated cells, whereas class 2 molecules, they are present only in antigen presenting cells, right? So these antigen presenting cells are the self markers which will be identified by the bodily cells like the natural killer cells or macrophages or monocytes, and therefore these phagocytic cells will not show any interaction with the bodily cells like those which are showing self markers. Or in other, you can say the different organisms will have different types of self markers. Now, which are different organisms here? One is the host body and another one is the antigen. Obviously, these are two different types of cells. So, the self markers which are present onto the host body, it is not in accordance with that of the antigen. Therefore, we can say there is distinction or there is difference seen between the self markers of the antigen from that of the bodily cells. Now this is the cartoon pictorial representation which will make you understand more better what I meant with self and non-self. Now concentrate on this diagram wherein you can see that the natural killer cell is very happy to be in association with the cell showing the self marker, that is MHC1 type of molecule, because both of them, they will have the same type of cell markers associated onto their surface. Hence, we can say that the natural killer cell will be a friend with the host cell itself. Therefore, the relation here which is being shown is the happy relation, indicating that both of them, they are happily residing in the same body because the surface markers of both the cells, they are identical, and that is MHC1 type of molecule, right? Now, coming to the other side, that is towards the right side, you can see there is the natural killer cell which comes across an antigen. So, by observing the surface receptors of the antigen, which is the discriminating mark between the natural killer surface antigens with that of surface killer receptors as that of the antigen receptors, there is no coordination seen, and so the natural killer cell becomes angry or unhappy, and therefore the interaction will lead to killing of this natural killer cell by the the natural killer cell will kill the antigen, and as a result there will be formation of a fight or tug of war between the two cells, resulting into action. Hence, the first picture is showing the friendly relation, whereas the second picture is defining the uh, angry reaction, or you can say animatic, enemy sort of interaction or reaction. Now you may wonder that all the bodily cells which are present in our system, are they nucleated? So the answer is of course no. Reason being is the RBC what we have into our fluid connective tissue, these are not nucleated. So the question arises, if RBCs are not nucleated, what about the MHC molecule? Because just few minutes back I said that all the nucleated cells will show presence of MHC, one type of molecule. But because RBCs are non-nucleated, obviously here MHC1 type of receptors or self markers, they are totally absent. In this situation, so do these RBCs will not show any kind of action against foreign particle? So answer is of course they are not showing any interaction with the invaders as such. but they have the ability to bring about cooperative behavior whenever there is blood transfusion. So we can say that these RBCs, they do not possess any distinctive or unique self markers as compared to other bodily cells with reference to MHC1 molecule, and they can be transferred, and as a result of this becomes a very unique and prominent property which becomes unique, and as a result of this unique property, the blood can be transferred from one individual to another without causing any immune rejection. Now, these red blood cells do not show any presence of basic antigenic properties or markers which limit the capacity of transfusion. That means they, even though if they don't show presence of any MHC molecule, but still they have their unique antigenic markers which we call as the glycoproteinaceous markers present onto the surface and are distinguished as A, B or AB type of antigen. There are few blood cells in the population where the AB type or A or B type of antigen which are actually the glycoproteinaceous component are never seen, and therefore the blood type is defined as the O type. Now here you will get to know what I meant. Supposingly the person is having type A blood, it means that the RBCs will show presence of antigen markers which are of A type. And if you see the plasma of the same individual, he will show presence of anti-B antibodies. Whereas in case of type B blood, the RBCs will show presence of antigen as antigen B, whereas the plasma will show presence of anti-A antibodies. The third group which is seen commonly into population is AB type, wherein the RBC will show surface antigens as A and B type, and here the blood plasma will not show presence of any antibodies. Likewise, in case of type O, the RBC will neither show presence of A nor B type of antigens or the surface markers, whereas the plasma will contain both A and B type of antibodies. Hence, this presence or absence of antigen and the subsequent antibodies into the plasma, it plays a very important role in making the person as a donor or the recipient, or it is very important aspect to be considered before the blood transfusion. Say for example, we know that O is called as the universal donor, whereas AB is called as universal acceptor. Now, when we say acceptor, what does it mean? It means that this person with AB type of blood group can accept blood from A, B or even O, whereas O type is only, he is called as universal donor whose blood can be donated to type A, type B or type AB type of blood group. The reason why this is possible is because the surface markers of the RBC, in case of type O, it does not show presence of any antigen A or B, and therefore there is no interaction seen between the antibodies, and as a result of which there is no clumping or agglutination, and this will not lead to hemolysis, as a result of which the purpose of blood transfusion becomes successful. Or in other words, you can say that when we, as we have discussed few minutes back, that these RBCs, they show surface antigens. It could be A, B or AB type or none. So the surface antigen, if it is made to interact with opposing antibodies, like if the surface antigen is A, and if it is made to react with anti-A, supposingly that the anti type B blood is been donated to the person having type A. In this situation, there will be interaction between the surface antigen of RBC with that of anti-A antibodies of type B blood, and this will lead to coagulation or clumping or agglutination, and ultimately it will cause hemolysis, right? Hence, this concept of self and non-self, it was first formulated by Jan Wey, and he said that the microbes are distinguished from self molecules by variety of germline encoded receptors that recognize molecular signatures present in microorganism and are absent in the host body. That is the reason tissue, when it is introduced into a body of a person, will get recognized as non-self, and therefore there are chances wherein the transplant can get rejected. Hence, it is very essential to show to undergo the process called as tissue typing, which will help us to identify between the self markers of the donors and the recipient cell. The key factor of immune system is its ability to recognize self and non-self cells, and thus if this does not occur, then as I mentioned earlier, it can lead to disease which is called as autoimmune diseases. And the question arises, if all the bodily cells has the ability to identify between self and non-self, why the self cells are not getting deteriorated with the help of natural killer cell? It is only because there is self tolerance seen between the bodily cell and the natural killer cells. I hope you understood what I meant with self and non-self. We'll be discussing in the next lecture the next fresh topic on antigens. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.